Welcome to Stronghold Crusader 2, my liege.
And welcome, my lieges, to the very first episode of our brand new Let's Play on our channel. This brand new game by Firefly Studios. It's an awesome, cool new game. It's a real-time strategy game, a lot like Age of Empires 3, except it's set in the Middle East when the Crusades are happening. And it's a lot like Castle Defense, but different. It's kind of a mix between Castle Defense and an Age of Empires 3 style game, but it's a lot of fun and it's really exciting. And the Firefly Studios actually asked me and gave me the opportunity to play this and post some content of it. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give an honest criticism and detailing of what I love about the game. And so here we are at the start menu. Of course, there's a lot of options. We're going to be doing a mostly single player right now. There are some multiplayer games being hosted. I guess we could click on that and look. There's actually only one being hosted right now. Only one game playing. I really don't want to play because I've only played for a little bit. I'm scared to go get killed. But what I will do is the single player. Now, there are some custom skirmish options where you pick the map, pick what's happening. There's tons of different map choices, and think like Age of Empires from now, and we'll get into what actually happens in the game in a little bit. But so there's different map choices and number of players and difficulty, whether the maps are balanced or not, and it's actually a lot of fun. And then there's also the skirmish trails things, which I actually have the ability to unlock all of them. I haven't done that yet. I will. But what these are basically just like story mode skirmishes, which are a lot of fun and really intense. And they kind of have this kind of cool star-shaped, unlock progression, which is a lot like Skyrim, but still very cool. And then they have a series of learning campaigns divided into 5 storylines, or 5 separate little campaigns, I guess, each with multiple little parts to it. And I'm going to start off by taking you through each and every single learning campaign, and then we're going to go through each and every single skirmish trail, and then we're going to do some custom skirmishes and maybe even play some multiplayer. But for now, we're going to start off with the very first mission of the very first learning campaign. Now, I don't want to shit on the game before we even play it, but one thing that does annoy me is there's a lot of points in this game where it talks, it makes noises, and you can't shut it up. And one of them is going to be starting each match. When you go to the settings, there is an opportunity to turn down the sound of the in-game little characters, but I can't turn down the advice, and I can't turn down the kind of little thing that gets read when I start each campaign. And not to be a little whiny brat, but it is a little bit frustrating. So if you're not prepared for it, or you don't want it, it can be really annoying. However, it can also be really awesome because it does lend itself to a very thematic experience. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I wouldn't mind the option to turn it down. I doubt they're actually watching this, but because they bothered to give me the game, I want to say it's an amazing game. I love it. I wish I could turn that down, but it's a very thematic and fun game to play. And without any further ado, let's get going.
Following a long sea voyage, you will be the first ashore in this strange new land. Take a landing party and prepare for the main force's arrival by clearing the area of the ruins of the old fishing village and collecting some supplies.
So our goal will be to collect apples. I'll show you how to do that, destroy some ruins, and to collect some wood. There is a book that kind of comes with it. It's a guide on how to do basic things, like creating workers, popularity, and you can go through it and read it. And this is all the stuff basically you need to know for this particular topic of the mission. There's also a hint thing which will kind of tell you how to go about doing what you need to do easier. We're not going to click on it because I've played this mission before. It's not super difficult, but if you buy the game, doing a plug for them, you'll be able to buy it and enjoy it. And this actually does nothing besides the difficulty, besides raising the amount of resources you need to gather. This is kind of the general cutscene as we go to the game.
Land indeed, sire. Not like the green hills of home, that's for sure.
And that's a little bit of a spiel. That voice will keep coming back. He'll tell us to do things. He'll tell us when he gets excited about something. Like I said, it's sometimes frustrating, but sometimes really helpful, especially if you haven't played it before. So what we're going to start off doing right away is we have 3 missions. One is to collect apples, one is to destroy buildings, and the other is to collect some wood.
Sire, we should make room on the oasis for our apple farms by clearing away some trees with our woodcutters.
Hey, bro, I was just about to say that. What you want to do and how you collect apples and food is by building various economic buildings that you will have.
Place some woodcutters close to the oasis.
Bro,
they will
shut.
always chop down the closest tree they find.
Shut the hell up, bro. I'm going to do that in a second. Anyway, so what you have is, because you're playing in, like I mentioned earlier, a crusade to the Middle East where there's a lot of deserts and a lot of sand, you'll have these patches of grass and you'll need to place all your economic buildings down in that area. Now, for the sake of this mission, we only have one or two choices. I think we only have one choice, really, that we can actually build. Same with most of these. We either have one or no choices. In later games, we're going to have full bars and even, I think, some scrolling capabilities, which is a lot of fun.
We need to clear away the
So,
ruins. Select those idle troops and right-click on the ruins you want them to remove.
yes, I'm telling them what I'm doing. So for this sake, though, in order to place down any buildings here, we're going to have to get rid of the trees. And so what we're going to do is we're going to throw down some industry buildings. As you can see, we have some wood. To know how much resources we have, we can click on our stockpile. We start with one. In this game, in most matches, I believe we start with one. In some, you build it yourself. It depends. As you can see, though, we have only wood, although we also have the capacity to have stone, iron, pitch, candles, ale, hops, flour, and wheat. So it kind of varies. You have to build a variety of buildings, even multiple buildings to get some.
Our food stocks are dwindling, my liege.
And this is our granary, which we're eating the current amount of supplies we have. So we will need to get all about that and start building things. So let's throw down some wood camps, and I'm just going to put them all like right here in a row.
Place that there, my lord.
I can only build 2 right now, so we'll work on that later.
We have uncovered a cache of resources.
Oh, whoa,
This
calm
place
down,
seems
bro.
uninhabited. I think we'll be safe for a while, sire.
Now, in terms of placing buildings, you don't need to actually like have them build. You just need to have the resources in order to build them. So if you thumb over them, it'll tell you how many resources you need. For their example, under wood camp, you see the icon for wood. The number 20 is how many I need, and in the parentheses is 15, the amount I need. And as you can see, I'm sending my soldiers, which are just some really low-level grunts, to kind of destroy these ruins because that's one of the things I need to do in order to win. Now, the guy standing on top of this castle...
Our scouts have sighted hidden supply caches out in the desert.
Whoa, bro.
We should send some troops out to dig them up.
The guy standing on side of the castle, in most military matches, killing him is what ends the game. Now, there's going to be no attacks in this game. I hope that spoiler doesn't like ruin anything for you. But this is just kind of the basic run-through, and it's pretty simple. But his life and protecting him is what usually matters. So you end up building these really elaborate and crazy kingdoms to protect him, and we will in future videos. I'm of course starting from the bottom, and then we're gonna go people. So
they destroy all before them.
wait, really? We're getting a windstorm right now. There are some natural disasters that can happen. I've had locusts, I've had windstorms, thunderstorms. It's actually kind of cool. It's a little bit accurate to what's going on. Hopefully that doesn't destroy all of them. If it does, I'll actually be in a really, really bad way because I don't know if I can rebuild them.
Winds are sweeping through our lands. The apocalypse is upon us.
So it killed my 3 soldiers, but I believe I get 3 more automatically. I do, because it's an early point in the game. But that is a real disappointment, and I'm gonna have to I can't afford to rebuild it actually. Okay, I'm gonna have to go find a stockpile of wood, I guess. There's one up there. And then there's one up here. Normally that would actually be really bad, but there are stockpiles of resources on the map. But that's actually really stupid that destroyed us. But as I was saying, this guy, generally you kind of keep him back safe or with wherever your army is to protect him in order to keep him safe.
It almost makes me miss the grey clouds and rain of England.
We are running out of food supplies though, and that's partially because it's kind of stupid, to be honest.
We have uncovered a cache of food.
Now, did we get any wood? Because that's what we need. We did get enough wood to build another wood camp. Okay. Yeah, no, that was really stupid, though. I'll be honest. All right, so we'll build another wood thing.
We have uncovered a cache of food.
All right, but are any of the resources wood? Because that's what we really need. Yes, more wood. All right. So we'll work on building another wood farm. Now, something that's awesome about this game that really, I think, sets it apart from other RTS is that each character, beyond being individually named and doing things, such as Dave Mopplehead, you'll actually watch them go do things and, like, chop down trees, carry it, then trim that tree into lumber, and then carry that over to the stockpile. And that can actually be really cool and a lot of fun. Like, so let's take a look at this guy. Looks like he already has some trees chopped down, so he's not going to bother doing that. But as you can see there, that guy's actually sawing. Now, I know that's not necessarily super exciting, but when you have a massive town with tons of settlers doing tons of crazy things, it's actually kind of fun and awesome to watch them all scurry around. And looks like we're going to need some more... well, we need to destroy some more ruins first off. But looks like we're also going to need to make some apple farms. So our objectives here are really simple. Just make some food, destroy some buildings with our soldiers, and collect some wood. Now, in later games, you'll have massive walls, and you'll have trebuchets and catapults and firebombs and all these cool things, I believe, just going to destroy and attack them. However, you can attack them with your military buildings or your military units, even your grunt ones such as your conscripts. Something that's cool about your units though, right? See how they're just kind of walking around? I can set them to walk in like a formation, or I can even set them to walk in like a single in like a line. And that's actually kind of cool, especially when we have
we could do this much faster. Such a shame we lost so many to the plague on the journey over.
All right, so we got our first apple tree building going. Hopefully nobody starves. We are out of food. That I could see being kind of a bad thing.
I'm sure of you, sire.
And there's a happiness modifier that's affected by various factors such as the tax rate, the rations rate, the ale rate, the religion, and the housing. Now, something that's cool though, which I've briefly touched on, but I should touch on more fully, is that normally you're not just sitting doing nothing. You're normally trying to survive being attacked by, multiple big powerful enemies. And that's actually where I think this game gets really satisfying. Dealing with, an economy where you have 12 different buildings types under each tab. Each little person is running around doing their own thing. Massive armies attacking each other, right? And then multiple factors influencing whether you're successful or not. Plus, you sometimes start in situations where you're at a significant disadvantage. So as you can see there, though, that guy just planted a tree. Philip Wurtenbottom, the apple farmer. And soon we're going to see some apples bloom. Here, look, this guy is planting some more trees as well. But soon we're going to see some apples start to ripen and appear on the vine. And then we're literally going to watch him pick them. We're going to watch him pick them and then put them on... put them into the granary where we store our resources. Now, we're a little bit low on resources, but I don't think we're losing people yet, are we? We might be losing settlers because we're starving. I'm not the best president, I guess, in the history of ever. Thankfully, we're killing the unemployed people first, so not a problem, but it's kind of embarrassing, I'll be honest, to be in a little bit of an economic turmoil at this point in the game. Let's get another wood shop built. So we don't really have anybody to work it who's, I think, not dead. Oh, here we go. There's some apples. All right, so we'll soon have some food. And now we have somebody over there under the tree picking out apples. And as soon as he has a basket, which it looks like he will soon, he'll then walk that apple over to the supply thing. So as you can see, we stack lumber, we stack all the food in the granary, and the buildings get more elaborate as things get more elaborate, which is kind of cool. I believe they get more elaborate. Actually, I don't know if the granary and the stockpile changes. But as you can see there, we have some apples, cherry in there, and now we actually have some people not to starve. We will get more people as the game goes on, as long as they're not starving to death, up until our maximum population amount. So as you can see, now that we have some food, people are magically appearing out of our keep. But unfortunately, we're going to have to keep that up if we don't want them to die. But I think we won't have them die if we do well. We're going to want to get another apple farm. We can actually squeeze one in right there, so let's do it. And now we actually have a pretty decent supply of apple and lumber coming in. I might get another lumber farm up just in order to clear away some more trees.
We are almost out of food, sire.
Whoa, quit being such a Debbie Downer. But like I said, normally you're under a lot of outside pressure from other armies, from natural disasters, from wild animals, and it's actually really, really aggressive. So what we have here is really kind of a microcosm of the game in which we're really safe to not worry about anything. We only have 4 military units. They're not really in any danger, and they're just having some fun. We will kind of send them to march in formation, which is kind of cool. Now, something I do like about this game that we'll see later is when you have castle walls and you send them to go stand on top, as you can see, they'll actually kind of get in a position. And so you'll have archers just all of a sudden line up perfectly on top of the walls, and that's actually really cool. It's also cool to see the villagers walk around. This game feels very slow-paced right now, but let me assure you that when business picks up, it really doesn't. Now, as you can see, we have 14 out of 14 people in our village, but that doesn't mean 14 out of 14 people are working. There's actually a pretty significant amount of our populace right now not working. And when you have people not working or not having a place available for them to work, they sit in front of your keep in front of the fire. I do wish there was some kind of notification to let us know that that was happening. Unfortunately, there isn't. So, there's no way for me to kind of be proactive there and be on top of it, but it would definitely be slightly helpful. I will just, though, build another farm or wood cutting station or two. What are they called? Wood camp. And so what's cool, though, is as soon as you put them, people just immediately start working over there. They're pretty chill with going and being woodcutters. But we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more people idle. So we'll work on getting, I guess, 5 more apple buildings up and running. That way we can just work on fulfilling our quests, what we want to do here and there. Now, in later matches, or I guess parts of this campaign, our quests will involve capturing enemy towns, surviving in like a bad situation, and that actually gets really intense and it's a lot of fun. Let's see. You know what is kind of cool about this game is I just love the feel of it. It is a very deserty game, right? It's a very dry biome. But I'm actually originally, I wouldn't say originally, but I've lived for the last 12, 15 years in the American Southwest in various places in very, very dry, deserty biomes. So I'll be honest, I really like the vibe and the feel of this. It almost feels like home to me. Let's get another orchard open. And how many idle villagers do we have now? 3 more. Now, we also get a court jester, by the way, to be in our thing and entertain people, which is kind of cool. Now, normally, if you want to up the population, you just build more houses and people automatically start coming until they start starving to death. We can't do that just yet because we don't, on this mission, have the ability to alter our population, unfortunately. But, oh well, we'll do other things soon. But as you can see, there's just a lot of hustle and bustle. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut to when I'm about to get my amount of apples I'll need in order to, pardon me saying, in order to finish the mission, and then we'll end the video there. That way we can move on to the next one, which is much, much more exciting. I will put that in the next video, though. So thank you guys. I will be right back. Oh, wait. Before I leave, here's another windstorm, it appears, coming from the same area. All right. I don't know whether it's paths to always come from the same area or if it's randomly generated each time. We'll know soon. I have a lot of buildings here. Oh. Are you kidding me? 3 buildings, 4 buildings down, 5 buildings. Oh. Now, something that does irritate me is there's no way that I found yet to heal him up or to make him get fixed, and I wish there was. I don't know if that's like an option of mine. I don't know what the toggle states, but building this. But there's no way for me to heal up buildings, and there's also, I haven't found a way to heal up units. That's probably just something worth noting. I don't know if, like I said, I don't think the designers are watching this game, but that is one thing that I've noted that I wouldn't say irritates me, but it's kind of disappointing. It's like, well, I want to improve my town or fix damage, and I can't. I get that, of course, in medieval times. It wasn't always just, easy as 1, 2, 3 in order to, fix massive damage from storms, but it would be nice if I could do something about the damage that just overtook me. However, I did have a surplus of wood being built, so we are just going to go and rebuild everything immediately. However, that does kind of take away from our stores that we're trying to get. But I guess maybe instead of cutting away here, what I'll do is I'll just talk a little bit more about some interesting things in this game later on. Something cool is the ale. And to build the ale, you actually need to build, I believe, the hops farm, a distillery, and then a pub. So you would think it'd be really easy, just to get your ale rating up, but you actually have to build multiple things and have multiple groups of people going on. And then when you have military weapons, there's some basic units like these guys, right? And all you need is a population to turn into them, which is pretty simple. But there's other units where you'll need armor and a bow and a sword for them. And in order to have, like, let's say a sword, you'll need an iron mine or foundry, an iron mine, and then you'll need an ox station to move the iron, and then you'll need a foundry, and then you'll need a weapons depot, and then you'll need some population. So it's actually, something I like about this game is you do kind of create these very realistic and very intense supply chains, kind of trying to deal with things. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it is kind of fun to play, and I think you would enjoy it. As you can see, though, we are very close to getting enough apples and pretty close to getting enough wood as well. I might just put down another, no, that'd be a waste of the wood I have. 99, we have the amount of apples we need, yay. So that's great. And how are we doing on the wood? 121 out of 150.
We have all the apples we need, sire.
Yes, we do. You did good. And let's actually watch him drop off the wood.
We need, sire.
Does that mean we won?
We are victorious, sire.
We did win, yeah, and then they take you to this little victory screen. Now, normally you would see like a KD ratio compared to the other players.
The gazelle's hoof shall be stuck in it.
You can also see your army value, depending on how good your army was, your buildings value, how much of an individual resource you had. It's actually really a lot of fun. You can even just click through it rather than have to, pull it from the list, which is nice. And you can also just see it in a very listy form here, or graphy form here. But anyway, that was the first mission of this campaign, this playthrough. Things escalate really quickly. So if you're watching this and you're like, that was kind of like okay, what's going on? Stick around for a few more videos. I know that by building 3, by campaign part 3, campaign part 4, things get really exciting, and I think you may really dig it. And if you want, just skip ahead to that video, although I'm not releasing them all at once. I'm releasing them on a daily basis. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, my name is BTM. I would like to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, good luck and happy hunting. BTM out.